Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It is Monday, the 31st day of August. So today is the final day of the month. It is National South Carolina Day, National Matchmaker Day. Heidi's a bit of a matchmaker, and you're pretty good at it. You really are pretty good at it. It's also National Trail Mix Day. It made me instantly think of a story. We got some trail mix one time going into the dead of winter. We're like, in case I was trying to convince her to let me get it. I was like, in case we get stuck in a car or something, get stuck in a blizzard. And she goes into the next store. She came out. I already had half of the trail mix gone. I was like, I had no idea how long you'd be in there. It's also National Diatomaceous Earth Day. I don't know what that is, but it's today. And it's a Movie Star Monday. And our guest today is SAG award-winning actress CarolineAaron, and she's been in a ton of movies. I guarantee you've seen her before in things like Edward Scissorhands, Sleepless in Seattle, a movie called Beyond the Sea, which is a neat movie, 21 Jump Street, and the sequel, 22 Jump Street, and many, many, many more. And if you're a big fan of the program The Marvelous Ms. Maisel, she's in that as well. I think she's her mother in that. Because her last name is Shirley Maisel, is who she plays in that. But anyway, we're going to be chatting with her coming up in just a bit on the John and Heidi Show.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. The new way is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-659-7805. That's 800-659-7805.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. A surprising new study gives information that I don't know that I would have agreed with, but apparently it is. It says giving toddlers screen time on electronic devices will help their attention span because it keeps them interested in something on that screen.
I kind of disagree with that.
It seems backwards to my type of thinking, but again, when you look at that one little piece, because it's keeping them interested in that, but I wonder if it keeps their interest in other things too, according to the study. So again, I'm not sure exactly how that went down, but I do have a link to it in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. If you have a credit card, our friends at BetterCreditCards.com would like to make sure it's the best credit card for you. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and then see what you get for points and perks. Then go to BetterCreditCards.com to see if they can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you save money by getting a better credit card. Even if you don't have a credit card right now, you can check it out too at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com. This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. A Florida woman screamed the names of celebrities while being arrested. Not exactly.
Right.
She was going 90 miles an hour in a 35-mile-per-hour zone. So my math skills are not wonderful, but that's almost 3 times the limit.
Horrible.
So, yeah, it's not good. According to the sheriff's office, 38-year-old Renee Patel Sanders was cruising in a Lexus SUV when she was going, and this is after midnight, by the way, when she was going 90 miles an hour in a 35-mile-per-hour zone. They turned on the lights and sirens. She still didn't stop. She almost crashed after turning left and fishtailing. They finally boxed her in, and she wouldn't get out of the car. They had to hold her at gunpoint and call in help to get her to come out of the vehicle. While she was being arrested, she was screaming the names of famous actors. They found marijuana candies in her vehicle. I was going to say,
I'm assuming she was messed up on something.
So she also was arrested for driving under the influence, resisting arrest, possession of a controlled substance without a prescription, a big long list of other things too. So that's what was going on. It's what happens when your brain is on drugs. Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Sofia Vergara. Am I saying that right?
I think so, yeah.
I think so. I don't know. Maybe. Anyway, she tweeted that she's not a victim after fans accused Ellen DeGeneres of making fun of her accent during an episode on her show. Because there were people saying, hey, you shouldn't be treated that way. She's like, yeah, it was all in fun. She's saying, it doesn't bother me. So, but it definitely bothered others. Carol Baskin, she's from
Tiger King.
She said she's now fearing for the big cats that were at the Tiger King Zoo that's been closed. She's saying, is there somebody taking care of them? And I think everybody would agree with that. Somebody needs to make sure somebody's taking care of those cats.
Is she taking them? I mean, she could take them, couldn't she? She's got her own little sanctuary.
Well, she probably would. Now, this is interesting. Are Americans ready to go see a movie? Friday, we saw a couple of new movies hit the big screens. The New Mutants and The Personal History of David Copperfield. New Mutants was expected to bring in close to $8 million, and I think they're going to have a tally for us sometime later today.
I haven't even heard of that one.
And Bill and Ted Face the Music was pushed out to video on demand. So they were going to be in theaters, and then there was this change, last-minute change, I think, where they said, you know what, let's just not risk it. Because what they didn't want is they didn't want to have a box office flop, because that does look like...
I'm not super excited about that
really?
one.
I do want to see it.
I'll probably see it, but
I think it looks good.
It's awfully hard to see those grown men acting that way. It's like, come on.
But it looks like fun.
Yeah.
Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
If you take Viagra or Cialis, call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
Call 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. Again, that's 800-214-7977.
Now, your scoop of the day. It comes your way courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. In the classic TV sitcom Cheers, the number 75 played an interesting role. It was in every single episode. Do you know why?
Oh, I didn't notice.
Because there was a sign on the door. It said legal capacity 75. So that's what it was.
Oh.
So if you ever have that as a trivia question, it was a notice posted over the door. So that's why. But there are interesting things. Somebody posted that online saying, why is that in there? And people were saying, oh, they came up with the show in 1975. And all these answers that were probably, maybe close, maybe smart answers. But the real answer was, it was the capacity of the bar. Oh. That was it. Hey, no matter how hard you try something, you just can't fall asleep when you want to. Scientifically supported method might be one of the simplest. Body temperature plays a big part in falling asleep. Having a high body temperature can make you feel more alert when it's bedtime. Your body tries to cool down before you go to sleep. One trick, sticking your foot or both feet out of the covers to help your body release some heat. The bottoms of your feet are hairless, and they have a special vascular structure to help regulate heat. Is that what I said?
Yeah.
The bottoms of your feet, of your foot, I'm sorry. Way off. Vascular structure help you regulate heat loss. A study shows that a moderate walk several times a week, besides boosting fitness, can also make the noggin work a little better. It enhances brain function and increases performance on cognitive tasks in older adults.
We really do need to get moving a little more.
I think so too. A gentle stroll 3 times a week is enough to increase brain connectivity of important brain circuits and improve intelligence. So they're saying you don't have to do it every day.
Right.
3 times a week. So it doesn't say how long you have to walk.
But if you do it every day, you'll be brilliant and unstoppable.
Yeah, you'll be brilliant, and you'll be so physically fit that, it'll just be amazing. A man in England called police. I think this is kind of funny. The story's from last week, but man in England called police. He noticed a ladder had been tilted up against his window. So can you imagine waking up and you see there's a ladder tipped up to your window? He's like, what in the world? 11:30 at night.
Okay.
So he gets on, calls the dispatcher. He peeked out the window. That's when he saw 2 men at the bottom of the ladder talking to each other, getting ready to come up.
Oh.
So what he did, he grabbed the ladder and pulled it into the window. So they didn't have a way to climb up. That was some fast thinking right there.
Right, but he's still got other windows on the lower level.
Okay, he does, but now they don't have a ladder, and those other windows were all closed. That's why he was trying to get in this open window on the 2nd floor. So, who goes around at 11:30 at night with a ladder, I suppose?
If your intention is to break into places.
And to the delight of grown-ups all over the place, a new study has proven what we suspected all along. Drinking alcohol can help us creatively solve problems. To test this, the authors gave participants some bagels and a couple of vodka cranberries and then had them solve puzzles. And the result, study participants were better at solving puzzles after the cocktails, not so much after the bagels. So next time you feel stuck on a problem, they say drink your way to a solution. I don't know if that's... It really depends on what the problem is. Sometimes that is the problem.
You know what, though? I agree with that because you kind of get out of your head a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. You definitely get out of your head sometimes.
You make things so much more difficult when you overthink. And the thing about alcohol is you're hardly thinking at all.
Yes. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Nobody wants to buy car insurance. It's not a fun thing to think about, but it's something you need if you want to drive your car. So even if you don't want to buy insurance, you probably have to get it from someone. So why not buy it from InsuranceChicken.com? Okay, I'll admit, our website name is dumb. InsuranceChicken.com. Yeah, our marketing department is not that great. But our selection of insurance options is amazing. See if we can save you money each month on our dumb website, InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com. It's another Movie Star Monday, and this time we visit with SAG award-winning actress Caroline Aaron. She's been in a bunch of amazing movies. You've probably seen her in things like 21 Jump Street, 22 Jump Street, maybe a little thing called Edward Scissorhands or Sleepless in Seattle. She's also on a program called The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and this program has been doing so well, and almost always when you see somebody recommending shows to watch right now, this is one that people keep recommending.
Oh, I'm so glad. You know what I call this? I call it my pandemic playlist, and I ask everybody the same thing. What are you watching? And I found some very good recommendations, and I'm glad that Mrs. Maisel is one of them.
So for people who have not seen The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, it's on Amazon. Caroline, tell us about the show and why they should watch it.
That's about the 50s in New York City. A very traditional housewife and mother has an itch for stand-up comedy, and this is just not done in the 50s. She was supposed to be a housewife, and her husband was an aspiring comedian, and in the beginning of the series, they have a rupture in their relationship, and she starts taking to the microphone, and she's really talented. So in the first 3 seasons, we see her journey as she encounters the world for the very first time. And it will be reminiscent for people of Joan Rivers and her journey as a comedian when women weren't supposed to do things like that. So I call this show a Trojan horse because it really is about the evolving role of women in American society, but it's so beautiful and so funny that you have no idea. You were getting a little lesson at the same time you were enjoying yourself.
The entire cast is so talented, and you've got just an amazing group of people there. But one of my favorite actors ever, Tony Shalhoub, is in this. Is he a fun guy to work with?
I have been really good friends with him for 30 years, and I can tell you everything you love about him is true. I mean, I probably wouldn't say it if it weren't, but I just want you to know how genuinely I mean it. He is just a doll.
Yeah, he seems
so
like it.
Funny.
Now, like I said earlier, in addition to The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, you've got this big, long list of huge blockbuster films, 21 Jump Street, 22 Jump Street, Beyond the Sea, Sleepless in Seattle, Edward Scissorhands, the list goes on and on and on. So when you get a chance to be a character in one of these movies, that's got to be kind of a surreal moment.
It's very surreal, and it never gets old. It's not like you get used to it. You go, oh my God, it's John Travolta. You know what I mean? You know, actors are actors, and it's like being on a team, because acting is a team sport.
And in your new project, you get to play 2 different roles on the team. You're in this program, Call Waiting, and 2 different characters?
Yes, I played 2 characters in this movie. It's very exciting that it's coming out on Amazon. It's a wonderful story. It started out as a play in Los Angeles. It was an enormous hit, and lots of Hollywood people came to see it. And one of them was the great filmmaker Don Roos, and he wanted to make it into a movie. And I thought they would open it up, but he wanted to keep it the same, which is it was a one-character play, and it's about a woman who's bedridden, and she talks on the phone the entire day. You meet 18 people in her life, and it's wildly funny. And when they were making the movie, they said, well, you have to have something to cut to in a movie. So they wrote another character, but they wanted me to play that too. And they're very different women, but they kind of fuse together at the end. So that movie's coming out Labor Day, and I'm very excited for people to see that.
And you don't need to wait very long because it's coming out this weekend, Labor Day weekend, through Amazon. That's been the weirdest thing about 2020. We don't even have to wait for theaters anymore.
Hasn't it been so? I mean, the thing about this movie that is like so, relevant right now is it's about a woman who's stuck at home. And that's what we all are. So I think people will relate to it, even just from that point of view is we've all been in place for a long time. The only way we get to travel is the way you and I are talking right now. So I'm grateful for that.
And that's the thing. Even if you're staying home right now, you can go anywhere you want to by watching a movie that'll take you there.
That's exactly right. Exactly. And, we're all usually have complicated, busy, demanding lives. And, we had to go on pause for the time being. So I have been a consumer of great content, I have to say.
In addition, you've been a contributor as well with The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel and all the movies you have out now, and the new one, Call Waiting, coming out this weekend. Caroline, thanks for taking the time to chat.
Thank you so much, and you stay safe.
Absolutely. Again, Call Waiting is available starting this weekend. It's on Amazon Prime, and I'll throw a link to it to make it really, really easy to find. And I'll even throw an Amazon Prime free trial membership code, so if you want to check it out for free, you can find that in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. The new way is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-659-7805. That's 800-659-7805.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
In Texas, it is illegal to swear in front of a corpse. What? I don't understand that. That's also why Heidi is not a mortician.
Well, they
well,
took my license.
So, have you ever wanted to do something like that? Is that something you'd want to do?
Oh, there are a lot of corpses I would have liked to have sworn in front
No,
of.
I'm talking about have you ever wanted to be a mortician?
I knew what you meant. No, not even a little bit. That takes a very special personality.
And the thing is, every time I've met a mortician who does it, I'm like, that makes sense. That
they usually have really great sense of humor, though. The ones that I've met are hilarious. But you would almost have to have a very dark,
well, not necessarily dark, but yeah.
Everyone I've met has a very dark sense of humor. And it's awesome. I love it because I myself have a very dark sense of humor.
They just know you have a dark sense of humor. All right, this has been today's Fun Fact. If you have a credit card, our friends at BetterCreditCards.com would like to make sure it's the best credit card for you. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and then see what you get for points and perks. Then go to BetterCreditCards.com to see if they can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you save money by getting a better credit card. Even if you don't have a credit card right now, you can check it out too at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com. Time now for a news headline from somewhere in this world, spinning the globe, and we're going to stop here. Dateline, Bali. The Indonesian island of Bali will remain closed to foreign tourists until the end of the year due to coronavirus concerns. This is a huge impact on their economy. Bali, beautiful. Yeah. Is that where the movie was filmed, the one that you like?
I don't think so, no.
Oh, I was thinking that's... what was the movie called?
Couples Retreat.
Couples Retreat, yeah. We want to go... Wherever that was, we want to go there sometime. So
yeah, someday.
I would love to. And, so somebody...
If they were going to be there, yeah. I mean, otherwise it's just a resort.
It's a cool resort. So if somebody wants to send us there, I'm just saying, I'm throwing that out there. No, you don't have to do that. But the Indonesian island of Bali, again, is a very tourist-friendly place, and that's like tourist-heavy. Like that's where a lot of their economy is based on tourism. And right now, the doors are closed. So crazy stuff. Thanks for listening to today's news headline from somewhere in this world.
If you take Viagra or Cialis, call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
Call 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. Again, that's 800-214-7977.
Time now for a little weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A Pittsburgh school board's board member forgot to turn off her camera before getting in a shower during a live virtual meeting.
How do you have your camera on in the shower?
Well, I don't know why she was taking a shower during a board meeting anyway, but Veronica Edwards was doing a Zoom call, and she apparently thought she had turned off the camera, but she's in a meeting. She should have been paying attention to the meeting, but she got undressed on camera and got into a shower. She's with the Pittsburgh Public School. She said she is a Pittsburgh Public School graduate, worked 37 years at the district before retiring. In a written statement, she said she regrets the incident, but remains committed, resolved, and focused on her responsibilities to educate all children. Oh, so there are a lot of people. Anyway,
how embarrassing.
She was trying to multitask, is what she said. She said, I've been trying to multitask during meetings. It's unclear how many people actually saw this incident live. The edited version of the meeting is now online. So if you do watch it online, you're not going to see that, thank goodness.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that would be bad. That is today's weird news.
John and Heidi.
Time now for your moment of duh, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. An Ohio woman was arrested after she followed a Butler County deputy 11 miles while she was driving a stolen car. Don't understand this. A sergeant was headed to work in a marked patrol car at about 7 a.m. on Sunday. He noticed a car followed him, and he turned, and the car followed him again. And then he turned into a parking lot.
What on earth?
And that is where a sergeant initiated a traffic stop because the following driver allegedly committed some moving violations. That's when Christina Kang of Middleton was found in a stolen vehicle that said "Be Safe Driving School" on the side of it. King said, when he asked, why did you pull me over? Or why were you following me?
Right.
She said, I just wanted to see where you were going. She's facing one charge of stolen property, receiving stolen property. I don't understand any of that. If you steal a car...
So, okay, but did somebody steal it and give it to her? Because it says receiving stolen property.
Yeah, she's saying, no, I didn't steal it. They gave this to me. So either way...
So maybe she didn't know. Maybe she just thought somebody gave me a gift.
Yeah, they gave me a gift that said, Be Safe Driving School on the side of it. Not smart, period. Moment of duh. Brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. Nobody wants to buy car insurance. It's not a fun thing to think about, but it's something you need if you want to drive your car. So even if you don't want to buy insurance, you probably have to get it from someone. So why not buy it from InsuranceChicken.com? Okay, I'll admit, our website name is dumb. InsuranceChicken.com. Yeah, our marketing department is not that great. But our selection of insurance options is amazing. See if we can save you money each month on our dumb website, InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com. Time now for Fake News or Florida. This is where I read a headline and my beautiful bride, Heidi, tells me, is this a true story from the great state of Florida? Or is it fake news made up to trick you and amuse me? Are you ready for the headline?
I'm ready.
Fake news or Florida. West Palm Beach man caught a 17-foot, 120-pound python with his bare hands after seeing it on the side of the road. Fake news or Florida?
I'll say Florida.
It is a true story. Why would you even want to do that?
Well, maybe he was trying to get it off of the road.
Oh, that could be. I suppose. 120 pounds. 17. That's a big snake, man.
That's a
17
huge
feet.
snake.
So I'm not sure if he just took it and placed it somewhere safer. I don't know what. But either way, not my plan.
No, I wouldn't go anywhere near that.
This has been Fake News or Florida on the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com, and this is just amazing. Here's the headline. A girl was rescued floating on an inflatable unicorn about a mile out into the sea. So it's so good that they were able to find her. A video posted on social media.
Is it a little girl?
Shows a rescue of a young girl who
Okay.
was pulled out to sea while she was on an inflatable unicorn in Greece. She's between 4 and 5 years old.
Oh, my goodness.
And her parents were with her, but they were doing their thing. And next thing you know, this thing is way out there.
Goodness.
She got swept away from the shore on this unicorn floaty. Her parents raised the alarm. Port authorities put out an alert to ships in the area. A captain of a ferry tracked the girl down nearly a mile from shore. She was frozen from her fear because she was very young. He said, I put the ship in such a position not to affect the small buoy. So he's saying he parked in such a way that it wasn't going to bump into her or anything.
Right.
but they were able to fish
the
her
poor
from the water.
thing. I bet she was terrified.
The girl and her parents were soon reunited. There's photos on here, and I see it looks like video as well. I didn't watch the video, but I see the photos. And I can only imagine how scary that would be, even as an adult, to be like floating out to sea on a little inflatable.
You would just jump off and swim.
Well, maybe. Depends on how far out you are.
Well, you would have gotten off before you got
You would
too
hope
far
so. Maybe you passed out.
Maybe you fell asleep.
Remember we had a story about someone that did that? Remember that a couple years ago?
Yeah, I do.
They laid down on a little lounger thing and they fell asleep. When they woke up, they were literally in the middle of the ocean. They're like, whoa, where am I?
Well, you don't fall asleep on the ocean.
No. This has been today's good news, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Have a wonderful Monday. And thank you for listening to The John and Heidi Show.